Imagine a future where urban design decisions are just a stepping stone towards a thriving, cooler, and more equitable community. That future starts with more equitable approaches today. I'm happy to introduce the Place-Based Equity Trainings for Sustainable Urban Development Toolkit. The toolkit is a curriculum designed to advance the way we think about and act upon equity challenges as understood through a lens of both equity and heat health. Aimed at educators, students, and practitioners, this toolkit is your guide to build your skills for meaningful sustainability and resilience outcomes. It's about nurturing ecosystems, fostering well-being, and reshaping urban systems to be just and inclusive. Hi, my name is Paul Cascio, and I'm faculty at the Design School at Arizona State University. I really investigate how design strategies can reduce extreme heat for more thermally comfortable and equitable communities. Extreme heat can disrupt residents' routines and incomes, degrade quality of life, threaten residents' health and well-being, and create challenges for urban sustainability and resilience, but it doesn't have to. Our toolkit is designed to educate learners on how to understand systemic inequities to foster greater heat equity through education. We aim to empower users to create inclusive, resilient communities by addressing intergenerational environmental injustices. It provides practical resources and strategies for meaningful change and sustainable futures, aligning with the RCE Greater Phoenix's mission. Our toolkit is designed with objectives for learners, which are focused on learning to, first, really engage with historical context and systemic inequities to develop a justice-oriented mindset. Second, to develop strategic thinking, implementation, and integrated problem-solving competencies by learning to reframe challenges, retool approaches, and repair relationships. Third, to really set the stage to facilitate mutual understanding and productive collaboration among diverse participants and provide guidance to lead applied learning projects within your own initiatives. So how does it work? The toolkit content is based on a partnership between the City of Tempe, ASU, and community-based organizations to tackle extreme heat in underinvested neighborhoods in Tempe. In these neighborhoods, the sun and heat makes walking and even living very dangerous. Yet personal and diverse heat stories are largely untold, but they're really critical to understanding the whole story of heat inequity. So we created equity trainings to facilitate a more meaningful learning journey about place-based equity. Now we'll review how we reconfigured those materials for this toolkit. All these sections in the toolkit are intended to be iterative and not necessarily linear. So in the first section, it's about doing our homework. It's about informing ourselves about place-based equity challenges. And for this, we use Dr. Rosario Jackson's Reframe, Retool, Repair framework and coupled that with the latest research on equity challenges on issues such as heat. Both resources are provided in the first section. Using this framework, our team reframed the heat equity challenge by talking to people working on equity issues and collecting and reading up on equity issues from libraries, equity reports, and reputable online sources. Also, we understood that many stories may not be well represented in formal histories. Look out for those invisible stories of inequity. Who faces equity issues in your city or neighborhood and why? What historical and cultural circumstances lead to these situations? In the second section, then, it was time for us to organize, connect, and reframe to unlock a greater understanding of our place. This was critical to our partnership. How could the work be better coordinated and inclusive? How do we reframe heat inequity with new perspectives? What role do retooling approaches and repairing relationships play in this work? The partnership depended on connections by co-creating equity training. One module is provided as an example in this section. We began by co-documenting the historical and systemic roots of heat inequity in Tempe. We explored the impact of colonization, segregation, and infrastructure decisions on their built environment. A key part of the work is reflection as an ongoing process. And so that's the third section. Next, we reflected, discussed, and acted before we co-designed to ensure more meaningful design conversations. In all these stages, we learned how to approach our work from a very reflective stance. In this section, we recommend starting a journal or sketchbook to collect your reflections on your journey, including your experiential knowledge of heat and cooling. Take these reflections and discuss with friends and family and colleagues on how you understand heat during this part of your learning journey. How can you help promote and advocate for collaborative, equitable strategies for urban cooling? Plan actions you can take to advance equitable design processes. And that takes us to our next final section, which we co-designed solution-oriented approaches. A solution-oriented approach to sustainability can guide communities to focus on synthesizing their knowledge and design interventions considering both intra and intergenerational obligations that we have. This can help ensure that cooling strategies would benefit both current and future generations. In this section, you will review articles that help you think about co-design. In conclusion, our toolkit equips you to begin to address systemic racism, foster heat equity, and create sustainable change. By integrating a solutions-based approach where we can co-create cooler, more equitable communities together, your involvement is crucial. Take the first step by downloading the toolkit, joining our collaborative efforts, and sharing your experiences. Together, we can and must build a just and resilient future.